I want to welcome you to the 2024 Mayor's State of the City. My name is Christina Turner, and I am honored, thank you so much. I am honored to be the city manager of this wonderful, wonderful community, made even better by each and every one of you. So, we're first going to just make a quick announcement. We have students here, which I'm so excited about. So they're fulfilling their civics hours, and so, yeah, let's give them a hand. Some might say that this is more exciting than a traditional city council meeting, and you get to hear about accomplishments and what we have coming forward this year. If you need to leave, I think you're required for your class to stay about an hour, but if you need to leave right at the hour mark and we're still going, our city clerk, Michelle Bigelow, will come right over here. You can walk down the stairs, and then she will sign you off in the lobby. If you haven't already done so and you continue to do so after the address, we do have refreshments in the lobby. And now I'm going to ask our chaplain and Pastor Mike Birchfield to come forward to do our invocation.
Thank you, Christina. And it's an honor to be able to be here for this event and to lift up a prayer to Almighty God that He might bless our evening. So I would ask all of you to join with me, and let's lift up our hearts to the Lord. Our Father in heaven, we come before you tonight, and we come thankfully because you have blessed us with such a beautiful day today, and you've blessed us with a peaceful and beautiful city as well. Yeah. You've granted us to live here, to be citizens here, to have friends and neighbors here. We thank you for that. I want to pray that in our world that is so often torn by strife and war and hatred, that you would grant each one of us to live differently. I pray that you would grant us to be instruments of your peace, bringing love and pardon and faith and hope and light and joy where there is hate, where there's injury, where there's doubt, despair, where there's darkness, and where there's sadness. And then I want to pray for our civic leaders, the leaders of our city. I pray for Councilwomen Marilyn Liebers and Yvonne Martinez Beltran, and also our councilman, Gino Bargioli, Renee Spring, and then Mayor Mark Turner. I pray as well for City Manager Christina Turner, for City Attorney Donald Larkin, for Police Chief Shane Paulsgrove, and for all of the officers that make Morgan Hill a peaceful place, a safe place. I pray that you would be blessing them, keeping them, guiding them, granting them your wisdom, that they might govern and lead well and wisely. And then finally, we want to ask your blessing upon Mayor Turner's State of the City address. And we pray that as he comes, that he would be able to share with all of us what's on his heart and address matters that are on his mind, that he would do that in a way that inspires all of us to continue to be good citizens here in Morgan Hill, to be thankful for the city we live in, that our city will continue to be the great city that it is. We ask this, Father, in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. He leads up our chaplain program, and we have a very great chaplain program that really helps especially our police officers and those community members in their time of need. So with that, I want to recognize some of our dignitaries that are in this room. And so first I'm going to start out with our Morgan Hill City Council. We are so incredibly blessed to have an amazing council. And as teammates, we're very thankful to work with such a great group. And so, of course, we'll hear from our mayor, Mark Turner. And then I'd like to recognize Mayor Pro Tem Marilyn Liebers. Just wave your hand. Councilmember Gino Borgioli. Councilwoman Yvonne Martinez Beltran. ring. And from our partner agency, the Morgan Hill Unified School District, we are thankful this evening to have 2 Board of Trustees here. So we have Trustee John Horner and Pamela Gardner. And Gilroy City Council, we have Tom Klein. And we have my counterpart in Gilroy City Administrator Jimmy Forbes. We are very thankful to partner with the City of Gilroy. Many thanks. Next, I'd like to recognize our librarian, our community librarian, who's not just a librarian, but a critical community partner, Heather Geddes. And we have Michelle Perry, our Santa Clara County Association of Realtors President. From the lovely city of Sunnyvale, we have Councilmember Russ Melton. And from Valley Water Board of Directors, District 1, representing all of us, John Varela. And we also have representatives from California Assembly Office, Gail Pellerin, and California Senate Office, John Laird. From the Gilroy Chamber of Commerce, Jane Howard. And longtime rep from the Historical Society, Kathy Sullivan. And I know we have many commissioners and committee members here, and we thank you for being here. And with all of this said, we appreciate each and every one of you for all that you do in our community. And so now I just want to say a few words about our mayor. So our mayor, Mark Turner, came into office December of 2022, and here we are in 2024, so this is his second State of the City. And I'm glad to see that in the second year we have this room filled and then some. On behalf of the teammates, the staff at the City of Morgan Hill, we are very, very fortunate to work very closely with Mayor Mark Turner. He is a joyful and uplifting face at City Hall, and we appreciate him and all that he's doing. I want to recognize his wife, Sue Turner. And he has 3 lovely daughters, and one is able to be here this evening. I want to recognize her. Thank you for allowing him to be with us and support us and help lead our city. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Mayor Mark Turner.
Thank you. Before we get started, I know that Sergio's up there saying, hey, turn the mic on for the... Okay, Sergio, we good? Yes. All right. Now the folks on Facebook can actually hear us as well, so thank you. Thank you, Christina, for that introduction. I really do appreciate that, and I'm honored to be back here for my second State of the City address. I want to thank Pastor Mike Birchfield for his invocation, and also to recognize, as Christina had mentioned, that Mike is one of the police chaplains. Ben Palmer with Morgan Hill Bible, who's here, is also one of our police chaplains, and he's here this evening along, I know Dave Willis from Crossroads Christian Church as one of our chaplains as well. So we thank you for serving our community by serving our police department. I wanted to again thank Christina. Thank you for the introduction. It is a real thrill and honor to be able to work so closely with Christina. She is probably one of the best leaders our community has had for some time, and I just want to recognize her for the work that she does and the leadership she provides for our staff and for our community. Christina, thank you so much. I'd like to recognize my colleagues who are here this evening: Mayor Pro Tem Marilyn Liebers, Councilmember Renee Spring, Councilmember Gino Borgioli, and Councilmember Yvonne Martinez Beltran. It's a pleasure and an honor to work closely with them. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the spouses and family members of our elected officials. They aren't the ones who hold office. They are the ones who support those of us who are. They get to hear the positive as well as the negative. comments that get made. Comments like, ruining our city, must be on the take, another bad decision, when will you ever get it right? And quite frankly, those are just a few of the comments I heard my wife say to me this morning. On February 2nd and February 3rd, the council members gathered with city staff to have our our annual goal-setting workshop, and we talked about a lot of different things, but some of the things we narrowed this down to that we felt were very important, that we added significance to, was with our economic development area. We believe strongly that tourism should be elevated to a higher priority, and you'll now see on our Sustainable Morgan Hill document that economic development and tourism are listed as a significant priority. The council also talked about adding a new strategic priority that we are now calling Healthy Community. And under Healthy Community, I'll be introducing tonight an initiative called Healthy Morgan Hill, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. But under that also, we want to address under Healthy Community the fentanyl crisis that we see growing in our communities all around us, as well as mental health issues. Tonight I'm going to share with you some good things that are going on in this great community of ours. I'll share with you some of the challenges we face, along with some opportunities that lie before us as well. I'd first like to make note of a few people before moving on. The great leadership team that we have, being led by Christina Turner. Also, our assistant city manager, Edith Ramirez. I just want to mention that real quick. Yes, round of applause. Edith is the recipient of the 2024 Latinx Business Leadership Award. This award profiles outstanding Latinx business leaders for their professional achievements in mentorship and community contributions. And so we really are honored to be able to have someone like that working in our city. She sets a great tone, and really she signifies the commitment and dedication that all of our staff is working toward. I'd like to recognize our city staff and all that they do, and I've had this chance now for over a year to be working with our city staff and the great work that they do, and I can tell you they are dedicated and committed to the success of our community, doing everything they can to go above and beyond to make Morgan Hill the great community that it is. And so I just wanted to say thank you to our city staff. Two of those members of our city staff are actually here tonight. I asked them to be here because I think they also exemplify the commitment and dedication that our men and women display as they work for the city of Morgan Hill. They have worked for the city of Morgan Hill for 35 years. And I'd like to recognize Johnny Gonzalez and John Henry. Would you please stand to give them tonight? Morgan Hill is a place we call home. Most of what's great in this community comes from the goodness of those who live and work here. It's our people who really do make the difference. To those who operate and volunteer in our local nonprofits, our coach youth sports, or lead our faith institutions, assist with those in need, defend the defenseless, not to mention those who volunteer in various capacities in different organizations, whether in church, in your temple or synagogue, at the chamber, service club, school committees, picking up trash on the weekends, preparing food boxes, preparing and handing out school backpacks for the Edward Boss Prado Foundation, or working with kids at the Boys and Girls Club, rescuing animals, raising funds for the YMCA, standing in front of the grocery store with the Girl Scout pack selling cookies. I say to each and every one of you, thank you for making a difference. According to the Tax Exempt World, an online organization that tracks nonprofit organizations, there are more than 400 nonprofit and 501c organizations in Morgan Hill representing various interests along with church and school organizations. One such organization, one nonprofit, is the Morgan Hill Historical Society, completely run by volunteers. The Morgan Hill Historical Society is one of the longest running nonprofits in the city of Morgan Hill. Established in 1971, the Historical Society has been leading the agency in protecting and preserving our city's assets for some time. For more than 50 years, dedicated volunteers have given their time and effort to ensure future generations of Morgan Hill residents have a connection to their past. The Morgan Hill Historical Society's efforts have included the rescue and renovation of the Hiram Morgan Hill House, also known as Villa Miramonte, built by our city's namesake in the late 1800s. the operations and oversight of Villa Miramonte for use of special occasions and community members and organizations. The rescue and renovation of the Morgan Hill History Museum, built in 1911 by former mayor of our city and his family. The creation of the Centennial History Trail to commemorate our city's 100th anniversary in 2006, and documenting through films for more than a decade the stories of people and events that have shaped our city. This building right here is a historical building. Much of our local history and heritage, including Villa Miramonte, might have disappeared if it had not been for the Morgan Hill Historical Society's volunteers. So thank you to all the volunteers. Volunteers are crucial to our success of any organization, and very much so for the city of Morgan Hill. We have wonderful, committed volunteers who help in many ways and in different capacities. And to all our volunteers, I'd like to say thank you for your dedication. If you serve on the Planning Commission, or the Library, Culture, and Arts Commission, the Parks and Recreation Commission, the Youth Action Council, or the Senior Advisory Committee, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for that. I'd like to take a moment for special recognition of one of our commissioners who currently serves on the Planning Commission, Joe Mueller. Joe has been volunteering for the city of Morgan Hill in various commissions and capacities for 40 years. Joe, thank you so much. I'd also like to recognize a friend of mine who I've gotten to know when I became mayor. He reached out to me very quickly. He serves our community in various capacities, but he also serves our country. And I'd like to recognize U.S. Marine Gunny Sergeant John Reese. John, thank you for your service to our country and all that you do. We appreciate that. As I think of all that gets accomplished by so many volunteers in our community, I can't help but to think of the quote by Janice Stanfield when she said, "I cannot do all the good the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do." I'd like to recognize some of our strategic partners. The Chamber of Commerce, which is run by Nick Gase. He's not here this evening. He has an excused absence tonight. But we continue to look to the Morgan Hill Chamber of Commerce to advocate for the business community and have expectations that they will represent the best interests of small, medium, and large businesses in Morgan Hill. The work the Morgan Hill Chamber does has the potential to affect every business in our community, which represents more than 15,000 employees. To this end, I'd like to recognize Nick Gase as the Chamber President and CEO for being appointed to the California Chamber of Commerce's Small Business Policy Council. Nick will join, Nick will join 29 other CEOs and small business owners from around the state to help shape Cal Chamber's advocacy efforts for small businesses. As a former CEO of a Chamber of Commerce myself, I can tell you this is a critical role, and the fact that Nick is part of that and knowing that he will do an excellent job, it's great to have him at the table. In fact, the reason he's not here tonight is he's in Sacramento participating in this roundtable discussion.
Oh, wow.
I'd also like to recognize the Morgan Hill Downtown Business Association, led by David Dindek, who is also not here tonight. He too is in Sacramento with Leadership Morgan Hill. David currently, the Downtown Association, I should say, currently hosts several events such as the Wine Stroll, the Brew Crawl, and the Safe Trick or Treat event, drawing visitors and community members to our downtown. They have proven themselves to be quite capable of hosting successful events, and it's important to note that we are looking to the Morgan Hill Downtown Business Association to advocate for and represent the best interests of our downtown merchants. The Downtown Business Association does and should have its finger on the pulse of the concerns, issues, and successes of our downtown merchants. Downtown is the social center of our community. With fine dining, retail, the farmers market, sidewalk Saturdays, and other activities, our downtown has become one of the finest destination locations around. In April of last year, the City Council approved $200,000 that we redirected that was set aside for a downtown park. That the council decided to redirect that money and do some 3 downtown street activations. with the goal of making downtown Morgan Hill more accessible and inclusive to offer free family events and support existing downtown businesses. These activations were called Fourth Saturday Downtown Street Series. You may have come to some of these. In August, we did what was called the Doggy Days of Summer. In September, we did the Makers Market and Card Show. And in October, we did the Kids Fest and Safe Trick or Treat. In the evening, what we ended up doing was on 3rd Street, we showed a movie that was thematic. It lined up, like with the Doggy Days of Summer, we showed the movie Pets. In September, the Car Show, we showed the movie Cars, and in the Safe Trick or Treat, I think we showed The Addams Family. It was a fun, great experience. We had each of those activations brought about 2,000 members of our community to downtown. In December, we kicked off the holiday season with the Kiwanis Holiday Parade, a visit from Santa, and the lighting of the Christmas tree at the corner of Monterey and Dunn. And I have great visions of what we can do this coming year in December with decorating windows in downtown. I mean, we can do so much more. I just can't wait for Christmas to come around again. Toward the end of last year, downtown private property owners and the City of Morgan Hill entered into a public-private partnership to form the Downtown Property Business Improvement District, or PBID, with the goal of increasing safety, cleanliness, and beautification in our downtown. The PBID can also enhance economic growth within the downtown as well. The collaboration will result in a first-year budget of more than $249,000, of which 60% has been earmarked to provide enhanced, clean, and safe efforts in the district. The PBID boundary is comprised of 98 properties owned by 59 individuals, spanning parcels north of Dunn, east of Del Monte, south of Maine, and west of Butterfield. I'd also like to recognize Visit Morgan Hill. Krista Rupp is the executive director. I don't know if Krista's here. Is she around? Okay, Krista, I'm 0 for 3 tonight. Visit Morgan Hill continues to be the marketing arm for the city. We have an abundance of assets to promote. Morgan Hill is the gateway to the Santa Clara Valley Wine Trail, and it's award-winning wines that are produced along that trail. We have excellent restaurants, an aquatic center for swim meets, sports fields for youth sports and tournaments, agritourism opportunities, history walks, wedding venues, walking and cycling, and so much more. Tourism is a critical piece of our economic development strategy, so much so that, as I said earlier, the council decided to elevate that to a much higher priority. On February 2nd, the council voted to highlight tourism as a priority in conjunction with economic development. We are looking to you, Visit Morgan Hill, as a vital partner in the economic development of our community through an aggressive effort of attracting visitors of all ages, by whatever means possible, to visit our community, to play and stay here, to dine here, to shop here, to enjoy recreational activities, and to bring sports tournaments and swim meets to our community. Tonight, I'd like to recognize our Morgan Hill Police Department. Is Chief Halsgrove here?
Up here, man.
All right. If the chief wasn't here, man, I was gonna head out. The chief provided me some statistics that I'd like to share with you tonight about our police department. In 2023, we recruited and hired and trained 9 new teammates, 4 police officers, 2 dispatchers, 2 multi-service officers, and 1 community service officer. The Morgan Hill Police Department is the first department in Santa Clara County to train officers in active bystandership for law enforcement, or ABLE, a program in partnership with Georgetown University to prepare officers to successfully intervene and prevent harm, and to create a law enforcement culture that supports peer intervention. Our police officers utilized flock cameras as a crime reduction strategy from August 2021 to December 2023, which resulted in a decrease in property crimes and 246 arrests and 823 criminal offense charges. The Morgan Hill Police Department's Special Operations Team conducted a surveillance operation over several months, resulting in the arrest of multiple suspects, closing out 2 unsolved homicides. The Morgan Hill Police Department had a clearance rate of 74% for crimes against persons in 2023, while the statewide average is only 41%. A clearance rate is, what that means is clearance can be defined as a case that has been resolved. The Morgan Hill Police Department had a clearance rate of 24% for crimes against property in 2023, while the statewide average is only 7%. The police department submitted over 1,500 cases to the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office for prosecution. This is a 47% increase from 2022 and a 68% increase since 2021. No one likes the fact that criminal activity is on the rise. It can't be denied. We didn't do ourselves any favor when we passed Prop 47 and Prop 57. And we are now seeing the consequences of those propositions. At our goal-setting workshop in February, the chief mentioned we have individuals in our community have been arrested multiple times. In fact, 15 people more than 10 times each, and 3 people more than 15 times each. Keep in mind, these are not for